great question came in on YouTube, and the question comes, why do crochet designers not provide a crochet diagram when it seems to be a standard thing? It's actually one of those questions that is a multitude of answers, and it's not all standard for everybody. Hi, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and thank you so much for joining our channel today. I'm here to inspire you and create magic with your crochet hook. Are you ready to play?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Let's get ready. To step back real quick, my previous jobs before this is that I was an engineer. I used to draw things on computer and by hand, and then form blueprints, and being able to see the product on a blueprint or a drawing and then actually see it in real life. For me, the crochet diagram is no different. It's literally the symbolizations of making what we want to make and then visualizing in a project later. So for me, I have a fascination with that because of my history and my upbringing with education. But this particular kind of skill is actually very much a skill in itself in order to make those. It's not as simple as people think. If I asked you to draw me a crochet diagram on computer, could you do it? Yes or no? The question really then becomes, do you have the skill in order to do it? So a crochet designer may be wickedly awesome and an excellent designer, but they may lack the skill in the computer side of the business in order to create that. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, why don't they just learn? Well, because they're focusing on the crochet and the writing skills, and maybe they're hand drawing some things when they need to. But the fact is that the crochet diagram programming for all of that is a whole different skill set. So we expect the designers to provide these patterns. We expect the patterns to have diagram. And I don't think it's really kind of fair to be able to project what you want to what the designer should be providing. And most times, at least in my area of the internet, people want everything for free. So the cost to make those diagrams falls on me. So Daniel started learning how to do the diagrams. He did self-help on YouTube and then literally trained me to do it. And so over the years, I've gotten better and better. And so 2 years ago, I took a week off work and I went on a personal sabbatical within my own house to be able to learn how to do this kind of stuff. And I make notes. So when I go to learn something, I just don't say, oh yeah. I write it down on a worksheet and a manual so that I can open it. And you will not believe how many times I open this manual that I have made for myself, that if I want A, I got to do B, C to get A. And over the time, I've got it into my head, but sometimes I have to go back. So it's a whole different skill set. And in fact, I took a course earlier this year with Edie Ekman because I already had the skills, but I was confused on how to do circles and squares and keep everything aligned. And so her workshop literally filled in the pieces of the puzzle that I was not able to find on YouTube in order to help me. So in a perfect world, yes, we love the designers to do it, but I also have time. I don't have kids, and my time is pretty much just devoted to this business, and I can sit down and I can learn. A crochet diagram, a really good one, will take me a few days in order to make, and that's just non-stop of just working side by side in order to do it, and then combing through all the errors that I find. So I think we have to give designers a break in some regard, that we want to have all the resources to this, but it's not always available. And sometimes even for me, if I'm not understanding what a designer wants, I will just literally grab my pencil and a graph paper and just graph it out on a piece of paper for myself to better understand. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, the designer should do that. And I don't think it's necessarily the designer's responsibility, because the communications for a crochet diagram is just as good as writing it in instruction format. But for me, I'm a very visual learner, that I preferred in the diagram. So I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I'm kind of saying that I would prefer a diagram based on my own knowledge of the way that I learn. So in a perfect world, everything is provided, but in the realistic world, we take what we get, and sometimes it has to be good enough.